It's an honor to join you today. I want to thank Brigadier General Jackson, Director of the Brute Krulak Center for Innovation and Future Warfare, and Brigadier General Hennigan, President of the Marine Corps University, for providing me this opportunity to speak to you today. I also want to publicly acknowledge Lieutenant General Gary McKissick, my former boss and mentor. His leadership, personal example, and encouragement started me on a path that led to a lifelong passion for innovation. When I was a Marine officer, General McKissick gave me the opportunity to challenge assumptions and creatively break things to come up with brand new solutions that would help transform our logistics enterprise. I've been following the Marine Corps Installation and Logistics 2030 plan with great interest. These issues are not unique to the Marine Corps. My industry, the beverage industry, has examples of achieving 3 of the 5 lines of effort in the Corps' plan. Those are create global logistics awareness, diversify distribution, and improve sustainment. Today, I will give an example of how we address those same issues in the beverage industry through innovation, how we took a frustration and turned it into innovation. First, you need to understand that there are 2 major types of organizations in the beverage industry: brand companies and bottlers. Brand companies are primarily publicly traded companies, while bottlers are more diverse in their ownership structure, from family businesses to independent public companies to corporations that also have brand interests. This can lead to a mismatch between brand companies and bottlers in the risk-reward dynamic as well as business strategies. Brand companies own the brand copyrights and exclusively sell some of the key beverage concentrate components to the bottlers. Bottlers, on the other hand, have exclusive territorial rights where they make, sell, and deliver the finished product. When you see a physical asset like a vending machine, delivery truck, or beverage fountain unit in a restaurant, it's probably the bottler. A brand company makes the beverage concentrate in a small number of production plants worldwide. Bottlers then purchase the concentrate from the brand company and add carbonated water, then package those products in bottles, cans, and other containers. This means that bottlers have significantly higher manufacturing infrastructure costs than the brand companies. Part of the brand company's core mission is to acquire or invent successful new brands. The bottler is responsible for tactical execution of those brands. That leads me to the point of frustration as a bottler that started my innovation journey. For the brand company, the new brands are a lower risk. The brand company's low operating costs and high reward potential is due to their higher operating margins. When a brand company would come out with a new brand, it was low risk to them if it failed, but high reward if it succeeded. For the bottler, it was almost the exact opposite. It was high risk if the new brand failed because of the high labor costs and investment needed to launch the new brand. If the new brand was successful, it was not nearly as financially rewarding compared to the brand company. Due to this unbalanced relationship, there is an innate friction regarding new brands in the beverage industry. Unfortunately, it can lead to situations like this. Do you remember any of these brands over the last 30 years? This particular brand company tried to invent a lemon-lime soft drink to compete with 7-Up and Sprite 7 different times. Situations like this are very frustrating as a bottler, especially when I found out that the industry did not know what the consumers wanted. The industry tracked what they sold to retailers, but they did not have consumer-level data. This leads to a very low batting average of success regarding new brand innovation. How can you sell a new brand to consumers if you don't know what they want? That's where the theme of global logistic awareness comes in. I needed to figure out a way to know more about our consumers. This desire to learn what our consumers wanted triggered a whole series of events that led to the innovation. Back in 1999, we had a refrigerator in our house that provided filtered and chilled water. Those happened to be the foundation of a soft drink beverage. So with a promise to my wife that I'd buy a new one over the weekend, I tore apart a residential refrigerator and used it as our first test unit. Using the touch-sensitive screen, I was able to capture real-time consumption and maintenance information. I sent that data back to a central server to allow for demand forecasting. There was also the question of improved sustainment. How do you keep things from breaking down and impeding the mission? I addressed the operational issues as I encountered them, like the fountain head nozzle. The traditional process used for on-site beverage manufacturing has been that the carbonated water and syrup mix in a black nozzle right above the cup. The water flows through the center and the syrup flows around the perimeter. The problem with this design is that the syrup makes contact with the nozzle. This makes it necessary to disassemble the nozzle from the fountainhead and clean it every day. To solve this, I broke down the process into its elemental components using first principles. The solution was a water vortex ring. Carbonated or still water flows through the ring and out through small holes in the bottom at an angle, creating a water vortex. The syrup flows from above and through the center of the ring. This caused the syrup and water to mix mid-air without making contact with anything, solving the daily maintenance issue as well as providing a method to change to a variety of brands through the same nozzle without cross-contamination. That means that your Dr. Pepper won't taste like Orange Crush, even though it was dispensed at the same fountainhead. Next was the issue of proximity. In the past, the beverage syrup supply was not located near the point of dispensing. The cardboard bag-in-the-box, as we call them, are typically located in the back room of the restaurant or business. There is a 1-inch syrup beverage hose that runs from the bag to the fountain dispenser. Every business has a different layout, so it was labor-intensive to install a unique setup in every location. Also, the bag-in-the-box method limits the beverage choices to typically 8 brands. The answer is diversified distribution. Water is sourced at the on-site, local level, so our distribution network only ships the beverage syrup. We achieved logistical flexibility by concentrating the beverage syrup even more, from the typical 5 parts water to 1 part syrup, to 100 parts water to 1 part syrup, or even more. That allows for the business to locate their beverage syrup supply at the dispenser and allows for many more brands than the typical 8. This compactness of the syrup supply also had enormous logistical and economic sustainability benefits. It was a reduction by a factor of 20 in the number of trucks on the road. When I did the economic model, I realized that we could deliver the syrup around our own logistics system at an enormous benefit. The typical beverage delivery trucks are designed for high volume, high weight items. Beverage fountain accounts are the exact opposite of this. Therefore, using UPS or FedEx logistics was to our advantage. It would give us significant logistic requirement reductions and distribution flexibility. Because of their impact on logistical costs, new brand introduction, and overall convenience to businesses and their customers, these patents have been licensed and used by PepsiCo, the Coca-Cola Company, Bevy, Bunn Coffee Company, Cornelius, which is a Berkshire Hathaway company, as well as many others. So what started out as a friction point where we did not know enough about our consumers led to a series of patented solutions that created an innovation. The innovation is not found in one thing, it's in the combination of solutions. That's what the Marine Corps needs today, in logistics as well as every other critical capability. And that's why I'm looking forward to listening to the student research presentations today. These presentations are a continuing example of the innovative thought and research that is encouraged by the Marine Corps University and the Baruch Krulak Center. Thank you for your time today. May God bless the United States Marine Corps and the United States of America. Semper Fi.